Hey Senior Elementary, how are you guys? I'm really excited to make you another video and do an art lesson for our class. Right now we're gonna be putting out more videos and hopefully I'll be able to pop into your Zoom classes again like I did before. I'm gonna teach you how to do a really neat art technique with paper. So all you're going to be needing for today's video is your sketchbook, a pair of scissors, and a pencil. And those three things you're going to use to complete the activity. We're going to be starting our project today by learning about how to create our final. Next week, I'm going to put out a video that talks about what's going to go inside of our project. And then the third week, we are going to be actually working inside of our final project. We are creating a handmade book. This is a really neat little book that you can make with one sheet of paper. This is just a test, okay? You're gonna be making lots of tests this week. This is a test booklet that I made. This is about the size paper that you guys are gonna get, but we're gonna be using our sketchbook, so the little test booklets are going to be much smaller. And that's fine because just like sketching, it's okay that these don't end up as your final product. This is just a practice. So let's get started on how to actually make the small book. We'll take a look at those directions right now. Only your sketchbook, you're gonna need a pencil, and you're gonna need a pair of scissors. And we need to have a blank page. It will be a lot easier for you if you just rip the back page off of your sketchbook and use that. That way you don't have to go fishing on the inside of your sketchbook. It's gonna tear, it's no big deal if you just take it off the back. The first thing you're gonna do is you're going to fold this blank paper in half so that it is making a long, skinny rectangle. You will then open this and fold it in half so it makes a fat rectangle. And what you see happening is you're starting to get some sections, some segments inside your paper. These are going to end up being the panels of our book. Go ahead and turn your paper and fold it again so that you have a very skinny, small rectangle. Watch what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna open this book up so that I can see 4 panels. On the left side, it's open. And on the right side, I have the fold. This is not the open side of this paper. You are going to cut very carefully right along the folded edge into the middle of this paper. Do not cut past this part. We are going to open up our full piece of paper and begin to smush our book together. You're going to take the paper. It's going to naturally want to fold back. You will have a diamond in the middle here, and you will smush the book together. This is how it gets its name. When you smush the book together, you're going to line up the edges and push down the inside folds. You just fold the whole thing over and voila, you're done. You've got your Smush Book. Awesome job, you guys. All right, so you've got your small book, you've folded it, you've cut it carefully along the seam. I'd like to show you how to number your book so that when you start the real deal, you know which page is gonna go where, because as you work on your book, it's probably gonna be fully opened and not everything is going to line up in the way that you may think. It's not until you put it together does it all make a book that has a nice edge on the side, and then the pages that fold one after the other. So we want to keep those in order. So let's take a look at the numbering part of your test booklet.
Really important that you guys take the time to figure out which page is which, so go ahead and write something on the cover. You should probably label this book number 1. This is your very first test booklet, and this is going to help you when we unfold it to see where things are going to be aligned as far as what's going to go where. You can see that when you flip through these pages, some of these panels are single pages and some are going to be double. I've go ahead and I'm writing on the back that this is my last page. I wrote the end, but I am now going to take my page. You can see here when I open this up that my first page and my very last page are right next to each other. So if I don't label it, I won't know what goes where. We have to make sure we don't get confused later on. The best way to do this is for you guys to put page numbers at the bottom corner of each page. When you go and start doing your sketching, you'll know which panels belong next to one another. You will have in total 8 pages for this book, and when you unfold it, you're going to notice that the pages, the numbers that are on the bottom, they line up to show you that one side of the paper is going to be up this way and one side of the paper is going to be up the other way. All I'm doing right now is pages 2 and 3. I know that they're going to be together, so I'm marking that inside my book that this is one full panel. When I turn my paper over, after I mark the back page, can't forget about the end, I'm going to turn my paper over and I'm going to notice that my numbers are now on the bottom, so it's going to be upside down. I'm just leaving myself a little note that tells me when I sketch, make sure that I sketch this way up. Otherwise, whatever drawing you put in there is going to be upside down. It's not going to make any sense, you guys. This is really important that we get this part right. You can see how my panels are lining up together. These are the pages that I labeled, and everything is lining up correctly so that when I go to start sketching, I know which way's up. The expectation, you guys, is that you are going to make 3 test books. It's okay if you want to use 3 of the same size paper. It's also okay with me if you want to grab a different size paper, like something bigger, something smaller, but you need to make 3 test booklets in order to make sure you understand how to make these little smush books.
Perfect. So you've got a small book, you've numbered it, and your expectation, like I said in the video, is that you make 3 small test books so that you really have the folding down correctly. When it comes down to your final paper, you don't have any concerns about how you're going to fold it, where you're going to cut it. You're going to know how to do this technique very, very well. I expect that you make 3 books, and if you would like to use a different size piece of paper, that's totally okay with me. That's your choice. All I really want you to do right now is be practicing. If you would like to take one of these books and turn it into a real book with a short story or maybe a picture book, email me what you've got. I really want to see your work, you guys. I miss seeing you. I miss seeing your art, and I love seeing what you come up with. So email me. You've got my email address, and I'll see you guys next week. I hope you have fun making your book. Bye, guys.